Okay, now we're on section 12.5, volumes of pyramids and cones. Here's our formula. Volume equals 1/3 base times height. Area of the base times the height. Okay, so the area of the base is pretty simple. It's going to be a square. Okay, the height of the pyramid is from the center of the base, where it makes perpendicular there with the base, and it's right in the middle. Okay, so that's going to be the height. 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, so volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. Area of the base is 5 times 5. 1/3 times 25 times 8. And we're going to get 66.7 cubic feet. When you type that out, I did it very quickly, but that's what you'll get. Now, when you come over here, it's very similar to what we did in the last section. Actually, I'm not going to do the other example here. It's pretty much the same as the one I just did. This is similar to last section in that I'm going to have to take that triangle from the middle. If you guys can visualize that. Okay, this is 14. Okay, now this is going to be 4. Why is this going to be 4? Because I took 8 and I divided by 2. Because 8 is the whole length of the square, and that triangle right in here is half that length. So that's 4, and this is now the height. I got to find the height. So I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem. H squared plus 4 squared equals 14 squared. Okay, so I'm going to take 14 squared, which is 196, 16 h squared. Subtract 16 from both sides, 180. H height is going to equal the square root of 180, which is 13.4. Okay, then I do 1/3 times the area of the base, which is 10 times 8, which is 80, times 13.4. And what I do with the 1/3 is I just divide by 3 at the end. So I'm going to do 13.4 times 80 divided by 3, and I get 357.3 cubic centimeters. All right, let's move on to a cone. Same formula, 1/3 area of the base times the height, except we know that the area of the base is pi r squared for the circle. All right, so let's do this example on the left. Volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Volume equals 1/3 pi 12 squared times 25 equals, okay, I'm going to do 144, which is 12 squared, times 25 equals, so I get 1/3 pi times 3600. 3600 divided by 3 is 1200 times pi, and that's going to be 3769.9 meters cubed, or cubic meters. When I come over here, I'm not going to solve the whole thing, but we're given our diameter. So we need to know that the radius is 7, diameter divided by 2. And then we're given the slant height. Okay, so to find the height, we need to draw our triangle. 25, here's h, here's 7. Do Pythagorean theorem to find h, and plug everything back in to this equation. So all you need is the radius and the height. You're good to go. Okay, now we have a little bit of trig. If you are in Mr. Wilson's first or second hour, you can skip this. Mrs. Belkey's students would need to know this. Okay, I need to find the radius. I have height. I need to find the radius. Okay, so to find the radius, I circle my angle, and I find out that this is my adjacent side, and this is my opposite side. So tangent of 66 equals 18 over, we'll call it r because that's the adjacent side. What I'm going to do now is, we'll just move up here, is I like to set it up over 1, cross, multiply. 18 equals tangent of 66 times r, divide both sides by tangent of 66. So if I get 18 divided by tangent of 66, I get approximately 8. So our radius equals 8. I already know my height is 18. I'm going to plug that into my volume equation, 1/3 pi r squared h, and solve. Here's a word problem. For the pyramid, so volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. 1/3 area of the base is 53 times 37. The height is 46. Multiply that all together and solve. Okay, same thing here. Volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. 1/3 times 36 squared, because that's the area of the base. Height 52.3. Plug in your calculator and solve. And that is all for 12-5.